fresh out of the water after a very long, deeply fulfilling day of work. And I want to talk about something that has been present within me and that I explored today with my lovely Wealthy Leader clients, which is a group program I'm currently running. And that is the theme of self-doubt. So learning to navigate yourself when self-doubt arises when you're doing something that feels deeply meaningful to you is probably the thing that sets people who succeed with what they create to actually make it through, and people who fail, that's probably what sets them apart. Because the biggest misunderstanding about self-doubt is that there are people who don't experience self-doubt and that's why they succeed, which is utter bullshit. Every single person that I know that has created anything of meaning has faced self-doubt on the journey. The people who are really successful in creating the things that really matter to them, that come from the heart, it's not that they don't experience self-doubt, it's that they have deeply mastered how they navigate when it comes up. So for example, understanding that self-doubt is not in any way an indicator that you're doing something wrong. For the most part, it's an expression that you're doing something that is close to your heart, that is meaningful, and that you're probably about to take a leap into a different version of you. And those are the moments where your protective mechanisms will become the loudest. So if you can make I'm experiencing self-doubt mean, ooh, I'm about to take a huge leap, because otherwise I wouldn't experience this wave of self-doubt. If you could make it mean that rather than, oh, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe, blah, I should be going in the wrong direction. Maybe this was all a mistake. There's so much energy that gets wasted there, let alone the fact that most people turn around when they experience that amount of turbulence. And there's a quality or a capacity that I see being required to navigate this masterfully, which can be missing in more spiritually healing oriented communities where we learn a lot this love everything that arises, learn to be with what comes up without resisting it, which is great. But there's something else that we need to navigate this effectively, and that is, I'm not going to focus on these voices. I'm not going to let myself get distracted from the meaningful thing that I'm here to create. And that doesn't mean I resist the doubts that come up. It simply means that I master where I put my focus. So the doubts can still be there, but they're not the center of my attention. And in process-oriented circles, we often feel like, oh, the thing that's coming up, that's like interrupting, should be center stage. And until it is resolved, I should not move on. And what people who have any sort of entrepreneurial success learn is, I can let the things that are being stirred up, I can let them arise and still move forward, and still take action, and still stay connected to why I'm doing what I'm doing. So there's a level of mastery there in not letting yourself be guided by something else than your essence deep inside of you. There can be tons of other voices present, but you don't let yourself be guided. You don't let your focus be directed by anything else than your essence. And that is the third thing I want to share with you, is to understand that self-doubt does not come from your soul. Self-doubt are conditioned voices that we have that are either like self-protective mechanisms, or we could look at it even larger, like there are large systems that benefit from you not being fully in your power and unapologetically going for what you want. So installing doubts in people whenever they're about to do something that's really meaningful can have its purpose. So if I understand that maybe it is not I have self-doubts, like I am doubting myself, but that there's doubts coming up within me, regardless of where they're coming from. But then I also don't need to be as like identified of like, why am I experiencing self-doubts? You're not. Your essence, your core is clear. And yeah, other voices are present. Let them be there. It's all fine. But you'd learn to discern and differentiate between what is your core, what is your heart saying, what is your soul saying, and what are other voices that are present. And we don't make them wrong. We're not saying they shouldn't exist. But we say there is a hierarchy there. One matters more than the other. I can hold all and still put my focus more on one than the other. And if you master that, you're unstoppable. Because you stay connected to what truly matters to you, regardless of what is being stirred up. And then you understand that what is being stirred up in you is a gift of transformation that will let you go out on the other side completely different than how you stepped in. So this is like the two journeys of transformation that we're always on as entrepreneurs. Is one is the outer of like something epic that we're creating, like the Embodied Business Leadership Summit that I'm creating right now. If you haven't signed up, you absolutely should. It's the biggest event I've ever created. Drop the word summit in the comments and I'll send you the details. And the other is the inner transformation. And they always go in parallel. You cannot create anything of meaning and not be completely transformed in the process. So understand that these things coming up are a gift. You're letting go of things to be a new version of you, a more evolved version. But don't let yourself